All right, folks, what is going on? Back with another video. It's been a while since I've done a video here, and I am definitely going to get back into the swing of things. Football season is about to start. The basketball season, the off season is looking nice. How about those Atlanta Hawks? They turn around, they end up getting Porzingis. They do pretty well in the draft. They trade back and get another pick for next year. All this other stuff going on. They just signed Luke Kennard and somebody else. They're doing great, but we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the Georgia Southern Eagles because this is something that I've been waiting on all offseason, and now we're going to talk about the 2025 schedule, give you my thoughts and opinions on what's going on here. And I basically already said what I thought about this season already on X, so you can follow me on X, is at VF Baller, and all the links to that stuff will be down in the description from this channel to my other channel, all that good stuff. Follow me over there. Nevertheless, let's talk about this. Listen. 10-3 should be the standard for this team. With the schedule that they got, 8-4 is the floor. We start off August 30th, going to play Fresno State. Then we go to SC, that is Southern California. We're going to be playing USC. Coach Clay Helton is going to be playing his former team. And that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Then we play Jackson State at home. That'll be our home opener. Then we're going to be playing Maine at home as well. So by then, I think we should be 2-2. I don't see us really beating, SC, maybe Fresno State. I'm not sure about that either. Look, I just don't know what Fresno State look like right now. But SC, that may be the toughest battle. If we can beat them, that'll be awesome. But after beating Jackson State and Maine, we should be 2-2. Then the toughest game in the Sun Belt, in my opinion, for us will be against JMU. And that could be a toss-up as well. Going up there to Virginia to play those guys is not going to be easy. Maybe we can make something happen. And that probably be the third game that we lose. After that, we should run the table. We playing Southern Miss. We playing, that's at home. We're going to be playing Georgia State. That's at home. Then we're going to be playing Arkansas on the road. And we're going to play App State on the road, which I don't think these teams are actually as top tier as they usually are. Maybe, honestly, I think that Arkansas State may be more tougher than App State. And then, App State is just kind of falling off a little bit. We may be able to win both of those games as well. Playing the Chanticleers at home and ODU at home. The revenge game for ODU because ODU embarrassed us. That's going to be something crazy. And the final game of the season against Marshall. Now, I will say, with 8-4 as the floor, for some reason, even though that Marshall's going through a whole situation, that may be the game that we may end up losing, going 8-4, or I could see us possibly losing to, let's say, App State or the Arkansas State game because they're away games. You just never know. But I feel like we're the better teams, so we should be good on those games. But for some reason, once again, I don't like the Marshall game. It's just something about that game I've always been feeling kind of weary about. But I think we should be okay with all things being said. So that is the schedule for that. You looking at, like I said, the first few weeks, we're probably going to be 0-2, bounce back, be 2-2, possibly 2-3, or 3-2. If we can start off the Sun Belt with the win against JMU, that'd be huge because at the end of the season, that might be the deciding factor if we go to the Sun Belt East. If we lose to JMU, even if we run the table, we still could be on the back end of the, not getting into the Sun Belt title like we did last year. So I'm looking at this. This looks good. The more I look at the schedule, I think, literally 10-3 is very, very doable. Barring the injuries, all the other stuff, that's the stuff I'm thinking about. 8-4, I think is the floor. Anything less than 8-4 is a failure. We went 8-5 last year. We actually went 8-4 in the season, and we ended up losing a bowl game. But I don't think we should be less than 8 games in the win column this year. If that's the case, that's going to be pretty horrible. In my opinion, you can't go backwards after all the moves you made in the offseason. Can't go backwards with the schedule that we have, which is, in my opinion, this schedule is very favorable. Very favorable. You got 3 back-to-back home games this season. You can't really ask for more than that. 3 back-to-back home games, Jackson State, Maine. Then you turn, Jacksonville State and then Maine. Then you get the Southern Miss and you get the Georgia State game, which is back-to-back. Then you get the Chanticleers and ODU back-to-back. You just can't get it better than that. So, I can see a situation where we easily can defend home turf and end up being 6-0 at home. And then, like I said, you win 2 games on the road, you're 8-4. But you win 4 games on the road, and you're good to go. So you're 10-3. So this is where I look at it right here. So this looks very promising. Now, before I get out of here, I want to talk about this as well. Let me roll down here on the Twitters or the X, what you may want to call it. I'm looking at this right here. Let's see if I can pull this up. Shout out to Shams. Shams, you know, he's a basketball guy, ESPN, I think. I think he's still at ESPN. Free agent sharpshooter Luke Kennard agreed to a 1-year deal for worth $11 million. And we also end up picking up what's his name? Nickel Alexander Walker from the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, full disclosure, I am just now dipping my toe into the world of basketball and starting to learn some of these players again. So I do know about Luke Kennard. I don't know much about I think people have been calling him NAW, N-A-W. You know, I don't know much about him, but I do know that for the most part, Minnesota was actually pretty solid. So I'm going to get my ducks in a row and start picking up more of my acumen when it comes to the basketball side of things. I said I want to follow the Hawks. I want to follow the Georgia Southern Eagles, and I'm definitely going to be talking about the Falcons. So those are the 3 teams that we're going to talk about here. But I do like what I see here because after what they've done in the draft, you know, they end up picking up, you know, Asa Newell, and, you know, got Kristaps Porzingis. They even traded back to get Asa Newell and end up getting a 1st-round pick for next year that could possibly be a top 10 pick. And with the team that's already constructed with, you know, Dyson Daniels, you already got Ricochet, you have Jalen Johnson, you obviously got Trae Young. We lose Clint Capella, but I mean, look, what we got in the mix right now, this is a really good looking team. You know, this team could be something pretty nice to watch throughout the basketball season. So football season is on deck, but right now the basketball offseason is looking good as well. So I'm actually excited for both teams. And then we haven't even talked about the Falcons yet, because I think the Falcons have done pretty good for themselves this season. So the city of Atlanta could be on fire, man. The city of Atlanta could be on point when it comes to the basketball and the football side of things. We're not going to talk about the Braves right now. I'm not going to do that. The Braves. But when you go down south and you look at Georgia Southern, which we cover over here, Georgia Southern is looking pretty good as well. I mean, like I said, you look at, you know, what they got over here with the schedule. I mean, what can you say, right? I mean, we're looking pretty solid. And I think we're going to be in a situation where we could be, you know, pleasantly surprised, or actually, you know, feeling pretty good about our teams this year. But we'll see. Everything is on paper. We don't know how it's going to look, but in my opinion, I think we're in a pretty good spot. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Hit the links down in the description. Check out all my stuff when it comes to this channel and my other channel where I talk about gaming and everything in an umbrella. We're going to be talking about a lot more Georgia Southern stuff here. We're going to talk more Atlanta Falcons stuff here. We're going to be talking more Atlanta Hawks stuff here. We're going to get it. We're going to be doing it, and hopefully you guys will enjoy, and let me know what you guys think of the video. I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, y'all. I'm out. Peace.